everyone, my name is Abaigar and I'm the one to administer the test of the Woodcock Johnson IV edition test of achievement. Give you some overview about the test. It is developed in 1977 by Richard Woodcock and Mary E. Bonner Johnson. This Woodcock Johnson test of cognitive abilities is one of the most popular tests available today. Just recently, it has been updated in the year of 2014 and it became Woodcock Johnson, the 4th edition of Test of Achievement. Test is an intelligence test that can be used for the participants from the age of 2 all the way to their 90s.
Woodcock Johnson 4th edition of Achievement Test includes 20 tests for 4 broad academic domains: the reading, the written language, mathematics, and academic knowledge. 11 of the most frequently used achievement tests are included in the standard battery. Test 1. The letter word identification. In this subtest, it measures a student's words identification skills. In the initial items, require students to identify individual letters in bold type. The majority of the items require students to read words of increasing difficulty in isolation. Words are in list form rather than in context. Test 2. Applied problems. In this subtest measures students' ability to analyze and solve math problems. Initial items require application of simple number concept. The majority of items require students to listen to the problem, recognize the mathematical procedure that must be followed, and perform the appropriate calculation. Test 3 is spelling. This subtest measures a student's ability to write orally presented words correctly. Initial items measure for writing skills such as drawing, tracing letters, and writing upper and lowercase letter. The majority of items require students to spell dictated words of increasing difficulty. Test 4. Passage Comprehension. This subtest measures student understanding of written text. Initial items measure students' ability to match a picture symbol or rebus with an actual picture. The next set of items requires a student to match a short phrase to the appropriate picture when given 3 choices. The majority of items require students to supply missing word to sentences and then paragraphs of increasing complexity. Test 5. Calculation. This subtest measures student ability to perform paper and pencil math computation. Item range from writing numbers through numerical operation, addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division, as well as geometric, trigonometric, logarithmic, and calculus operation if appropriate. Test 6 is writing samples. In the subtest, it measures a student's ability to write sentences in a given verbal and picture cue. Items on the subtest are scored for the quality of expression. Students are not penalized for errors in capitalization, punctuations, and spelling. Written expression is measured at the single sentence level. Test 7 is word attack. The subtest measures a student's ability to apply phonic decoding skills to unfamiliar words. The majority of items require students to pronounce nonsense words of increasing complexity. Test 8 is oral reading. This test measures student ability to understand short oral passage. Items requires that the student supply a missing word to the end of a sentence or related group of sentences. Student must use listening, reasoning, and vocabulary abilities to produce an appropriate response. Test 9. Sentence Reading Fluency. For 3 minutes of silently reading sentences and marking yes or no for each to indicate it's true. Test 10. Math Facts Fluency. This subtest measures student ability to solve simple addition, subtraction, and multiplication facts quickly. And the last test for standard battery is writing fluency. The self-test measures student ability to formulate and write sentences quickly. Students are given a set of 3 prompt words for each item and must construct as many sentences as possible within a 7-minute time limit. Next is extended battery. It contains 9 additional diagnostic measures that can be used with any form of the standard battery. Test 12. Reading Recall. It assesses reading comprehension in a format that closely parallels classroom reading comprehension tasks. Test 13 is Number Matrices. It assesses mathematics problem solving in a matrix reasoning format. Test 14 is Editing. This self-test measures student ability to identify and correct errors in a written passage. Items requires student to correct errors in punctuation, capitalization, spelling, and word usage. Passage gradually increase in difficulty. Test 15 is Word Reading Fluency. Word Reading Fluency test expands the usefulness of the Woodcock Johnson IV edition for evaluation of reading rate. Test 16 is the Spelling of Sonnets. This subtest measures students' ability to represent words using some knowledge as well as knowledge of difficult spelling patterns. Test 17 is Reading Vocabulary. Reading vocabulary measures the student's ability to provide synonyms and antonyms and to complete analogies. All items are presented in increasing difficulty. Test 18 is Science. It is an oral question of science information. Test 19 is Social Study. It is an oral question of social studies information. Test 20 is Humanities. It is questions of art, music, and literature information. From those tests, the following intelligence clusters are scored: the brief achievement, broad achievement, reading, broad mathematics, written language, math calculation skills, reading fluency, broad written language, reading rate, basic writing skills, mathematics, written expression, math problem solving, academic skills, reading comprehension, academic applications, reading comprehension, academic fluency, broad reading, academic knowledge, basic reading skills, phoneme grapheme knowledge. The 3 types of Woodcock Johnson IV edition scoring ranges that are provided upon completing the exam are the level of development, comparison with the peers, and degree of proficiency scores. Level of development scores are designed to explain the scores in terms of age equivalence and grade equivalence. This course explains a child's scores against people of their same age or grade to determine if their scores index at above or below their current age and grade. Comparison with peer scores test takers against the standard score like the other IQ tests where the average score is 100 and the standard deviation is 50. This also offers a percentile rank which quantifies where the score falls within the total testing population, and the range classification which assigns a level to range of scores. This table shows how all 3 relate. Degree of proficiency scores are metrics which shows how child performs on a functional level versus tasks that difficult children in their same age group or grade would perform at a 90% level of efficiency. Scores can range from 100/90 or 0/90. The table shows a detailed view of RPI scores, perceived functionality, and the score's implication for the child's academic achievement.
If you're ready to start the